She put a pot on she hair and gone. Them a the first one out on the dam. Basket on she head, bucket in each hand. Hold up on she frock, I wanna she grandson. To the market, them a go. For the morning, the day is dawning. For cock-a-crow to give the villagers a warning. Rise and shine, the birds them a sing. All animal take turn as them join in the waking. Cock-a-crow, dog-a-bag, donkey, bray, horse, and they even duck-a-quack. Cock-a-crow, dog-a-bag, donkey, bray, horse, and they even duck-a-quack. Come and hear this sweet story that tell the people about life in the country. All day a back down, me now a come home. Inaga jackass yard for fetchy load. Cockle shy hand, bag over shoulder, running by his side, a Rexy and Rover. From the farm, them a come. So now go down but up the river. Some washing clothes, some folks are bathing at the water. Fisherman, they catch them a bring. From a canoe boat, man, them start offloading. Aymara, Kwakwari, Hail Baka Kuma Kuma, even Lokunani. Aymara, Kwakwari, Hail Baka Kuma Kuma, even Bangameri. Listen to this sweet story that tell the people about life in the country. Them children glad when the weekend come. Out in the yard, them all gather round. Some a play catcher, some making house from straw. Two who come later, a grandma or grandpa. All a sit down just a wait. Moonlight so bright, it's just the right time to listen story or to say a little nursery rhyme. Grandpa voice are echo in the night as he tell some pick me a debit fright. Oh, Ligan, Mungeza, Massa Kurma Burra Nancy, even Watamuma. Oh, Ligan, Mungeza, Massa Kurma Burra Nancy, even Watamuma. Yeah, man, that's the true story that tell the people about life in the country, life in the country.
Sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mix up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana, where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana, to grow up in a land united and free, with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future. This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is...
Good morning, guys, and welcome down to Livewire. It is the 12th of April, 2024. Welcome to another episode. It's really great to be here with you. It's Friday, last day of the week, and much needed rest to some of those persons out there who have been at it all week. Morning to all the persons tuned in on the live already. One of the persons I wish was here was Mr. Bevion King. I ain't see signing yet. So if y'all see message here and tell he ask you read up on. Anyway, morning to the persons tuned in to the live already. Turn this down. Trouble. Yeah, so as I was saying, got quite a few people here already. Sunil Raghubir, morning to you. Pam Singh, good morning to you. And Trevor Jonah Bijan joining us from Canada. Morning to you. Soma Bipat, Eunice Raghubir, special good morning to you joining us from Canada. Eunice, I hope all is well with you. Omar Sharif joining us from NYC. Paul Joseph, what's going on there in that Guayana, Paul? Hope everything is good and things keep progressing well there. Pushram Kishore, morning to you. Dionan Nan Sukup, morning to you. Henry Jagio, Faisal Ghani, Derek Drupal, Muhammad Isaf, Ronald Shivdial, good morning to you. Chitra Sukraj, Rahim Amarali, Duraj Nath, Mukesh Vishnudat, good morning to you, brother, and I hope you're having a wonderful week, or you had a wonderful week. Arjun, morning to you. Cecil Rampasad, Sherwin Siram, Betty Chris, Soma Bipat, Jag Narain, Jag Mohan, morning to you, joining us from Florida. Welcome down to the program. Neil Ramlukan, Shakila Bridgelal, we're going on with that East Bank traffic, Shakila. Good morning to Miss Felicia McLean from the brand new Fit-Soap housing scheme in Linden there that the Ministry of Housing would have regularized. Guys, guess what? Today, the Ministry of Housing is having its first dream realized exercise. So, house lot starting to share out for the year, right? So, y'all, all them people who been messaging me, look out for the rest coming up in the other regions. So, today is going to be the launching of the first dream realized of 2024, right? Jamila Kayu, morning to you. Krista Kurpasad, good morning to you. Prem Prasad, morning to you. Nadia, good morning. Narain Singh, Jasmine Baldio, Deshaun Abrams, good morning to you. Congratulations on the baby. Morning to Zoe as well. Good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Small as well. They're out of Moko. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Michael Mike, morning to you, Mike. VJ Latcher, morning to you. Reni Prasad, Eddie Ramnath, Lola Hari, Aaron Raghubir, morning to you. Malchan Prem Kumar, good morning to you. Rajendranath Timal, James Smith, Krista Kurpasad, Chris, morning, everybody. Horace Sankar, Keith Adams, Marisha Sami. I get on to the people them and we can get them the stuff. We make contact, right? Deshaun Abrams said, we sleep deprived. Y'all wanted baby. This was come with baby. This was happening. You got to stay up and mind, baby. Pick up yourself. Shout out to Councillor Stephanie Nelson Moore from the Mocha Arcadia NDC. Nirmala Allen, morning to you. Rosita Nicholas. Tracy Martindale from Bartica, morning to you. Margaret Charles, Babita Sims. Whew, that's a long list. Horace from Miami, Leroy Mangal from NYC, Data Nandalal, Dale Henry, Ravindra Bicham, and the last one for the morning, Richard Stanislas. I lie, Miss Bob, morning to you from Moko. Guys, this morning we got two people to talk to. We have Mr. Kelvin Kite. He is a young contractor who has, young contractor. He's recently been able to win I don't know if it's one or more, but some government contracts, and as a young person be able to offer employment and development in his community. And also we're supposed to be having Mr. Bevian King, the head of the Team Unite, to talk to us a little bit about that group and some of the stuff that they have going on there, right? Let me just check on that and then we'll jump into it. We got some other stuff I want to share with you as well. Just to give you a clearer idea of some of the things that I talk about and some of these people. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I wanted to give y'all a clearer look into why I say sometimes we need not to listen to some of these persons in the diaspora who claim that they have the interest of Guyana and Guyanese at heart. Before we get started with the interviews, I'm gonna wait for Mr. King to sign in, and then we'll jump into that. So because we got some time now, and I usually do this after the interviews because I don't like to mix the interviewees with the program content. But since we waited on Mr. King, we can delve into some of this a little bit whilst we wait. As a matter of fact, no. Let me deal with Mr. Kelvin Kite first, because he looked like he got stuff to do today. He ain't got time to wait in here whole day. So guys, let me invite on screen Kelvin Kite, young man. We'll learn more about him. We got Bevian King signed in here now. Late, always. I don't know what to say about this by. But Bevian King is here, people, from Team Unite and Mr. Kelvin Kite. So we'll start with Bevian, and then we'll pull in Kelvin to give us a rundown on his experience in executing a government contract, the ability of a young person like himself to actually, win a contract, employ people, and be a part of the development of his community. So let's start with Bevian first, and let's get the ball rolling. Mr. King, late as usual. I'm just joking. You're always be on time. I'm just joking. How things? All is well?
All is well.
Well, good to have you here. Now, let's jump into it. We got 100 people on the live there already. We can wait for it to build up to 1,000. But, guys, you here, share the live, and, let's get the message out there. So, first of all, Bevian, how have you been? What you been up to lately?
Well, we just coming off of the Easter holiday. Our team went into several communities.
No, well, I ain't talking about the team. I'm talking about you personally. You don't run my interview, sir. How have you been?
All right, let me retract that. Let me retract. Okay, so with me, I've been I've just come off last year of my studies with my master's. I'm currently in UG doing my bachelor's in psychology. My master's is in political science. And I'm doing my bachelor's in psychology. I'm doing social psychology. I am also currently at Manipur University of India, Manipur State recognized University of India, doing my PhD in political science as well, simultaneously.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
So with that there, let's get into, first of all, before we get into the team, what sparked your interest in all this political stuff? And I mean, it's known that you support the People's Progressive Party Civic. What brought your interest, and what caused you to jump on that bandwagon to say, well, this is where I want to throw my support behind?
So, with all fairness and honesty, in 2014, I met Ms. Jillian Burton Basad, former MP, and she was very adamant about educating me in regards to politics and so forth. And we had some conversations. And a day she called me. She said, "Bevian, I'm really need a strong person, by my side to go around to these different areas so we can have, some conversation with persons." And I started to do so, with to be honest, with a little bit of skepticism, being because of the things that was being peddled about the PPP and me being Afro-Guyanese. I was like, oh my gosh, what these people want with someone like me? She's probably just like everybody else being used. But as she is a friend of mine, I'm going to be able to facilitate that for her because we're friends, right?
Yeah.
So, going around opposition office and interacting with Mrs. Barjagdio and the rest of the PP team, I started to realize, and I scratched my head and I called her, I said, "Ms. Jillian, you know something?" I said, I want to confess to you. I said, I really took this challenge because I wanted to know. Me personally wanted to get an in-depth information on if the things that is being said about the PPP is true. I said, because I'm a person that don't like to just listen to outside advice. So I like to find things out for myself. I always tell people it's better you make a mistake and live with it than persons make you make a mistake. And then you still got to live with that. in regret. So as I started to be around, and I'm not going to ask the questions that I asked Dr. Barry Jack Dio, but we had
Mm,
several conversations. I asked him several tough questions, which was very tough to answer. But as I looked into his face and his eyes, I realized that he was telling the truth. And I decided to give them a chance and back them and embrace them. And I started to campaign with them. And then
mm,
I felt comfortable. I felt as an Afro Guyanese, I felt more at home with the PPPC than with APNU or PNC or AFC. In fact, I have
right.
several friends. I'm not going to put them on blast, and that at the time was my friend. That was APNU. We had a meeting, a discussion in Dorman Park. I was always neutral, but we had a discussion in Dorman Park about some business development that we wanted to do in Linden, a group of
Mm,
us. And them guys was like, but we didn't want you or in the development. We were gonna get the housing scheme and try to build some houses. So I'm like, why? They're like, yo, you there with them, you there with them PvP people and so forth. I'm like, okay, so they're like, yeah, but they killed 400 black people and this and that. So, I was like, listen, I need to be an advocate for this because the lies gotta stop. It
mm,
makes no
mm,
sense that someone come and tell you that they saw your wife sleeping with a neighbor, and you go and just divorce your wife. Next thing you know, you see a neighbor and your wife walking down the road happily married again. You have to find out things for yourself. So I became an advocate on behalf of the PPPC because I wanted people to know the nonsense and the propaganda was non-factual.
yeah,
And a person like me that had the influence in the streets, you know, because I've always been a social person, I started to put that to good use, and I started
right.
to go into different community. And to jump ahead of you, Cordell, um, I spoke to the president at the he was the president at the time, and I said, Prezi, you can't do it all. You need a team out there that is honest, transparent, and that will work for the good of the government and the people and be the bridge between the people and the government. I said, with your permission, I would like to start a team. He said, what will the team be doing? I said, we'll be doing extensive groundwork, going to ports and community, telling them what goods and services the government has to offer, hearing, their complaints, um,
Mm,
you know, dealing with social ills. And all, and in fact, a lot of times when you go into these outreach, what a lot of persons don't know is that the government helps a lot of persons individually of a lot of personal ills and situations going through in their lives, but we
mm,
don't make it public because that is someone's private downfall. But I can tell you, there are thousands of individual persons that we have transformed their lives, but we have not made a public spectacle, right?
right.
So that is what. And he was like, okay, go ahead. So I looked for some strong, rooted persons from different communities, and I formulated a group, and we call ourselves Team
Let's
Unite.
get to the group now. So Team Unite, not Team United, Team
Team
Unite.
Unite, correct.
Right, good. So let's get to the group now. So tell us a bit about the group. And I have some photos here of some of the activities that you guys held. But where did you pull persons from, and are they like-minded individuals in terms of they want to see community development and moving the country forward? Tell us a bit about the group.
So when I'm selecting persons for our group, we look for diversity. We look for special traits in persons, such as persons who are very social, because it's an interactive. Being an activist is an interactive task that you undertake.
Mm,
So, person, as you can see in that photo, it clearly defines that. We have Joanna and we have Bharat Ramsuk in the picture. We have Miss Grant there in the other picture. We have Alwyn. We have Mr. Big B. There I am. So we were very selective in how we pick persons and we pick them from. So the first set of persons that we started the team with was only three of us, which
mm,
was Bharat Ramsuk. He was from Safaya. He still is from Safaya. And John Ramanan, which was from Kitty on
right.
Thomas Street. So we three alone started Team Unite. And we those two gentlemen, I chose them because Bharat Suk lived in the belly of the beast. Oh, and then we added on Saski. Those four, because Saski came about a week after, so we got in. So those four gentlemen, um, with in regards to Saski and Terry, they live in the belly of the beast, I would call it, because they live in a 99% Apnu stronghold. I would say that's my statistic. And they stood out to me because they're always vocal for the community. They always look to get things done. They're always coming to me because I didn't live too far away. I live in Cummins Lodge, and they're always coming to me to assist them in community development as well as issues within the community. Ask me to get in contact with this person from the government and so forth. So we started there, and then we started to pick persons from Albaistown, persons from Caneville, and we expanded that way. Basically, almost everywhere we go, and persons see us, doing these kind of activities and interacting, they tend to ask to come on board. We went to Dairy. You see Rastaman there to your right, the second person. He's from Dairy. We have Kimberly from Campbellville. We have Charlie from Campbellville. We have Cohen from Pleasance. So it's a diverse group of persons. It's not say we pick up persons from the University of Guyana and we're going around selling tales or giving persons dreams. We bridge the gap. We actually do extensive bridging. We bridge the gap between the government and society, and it is a pleasurable feeling to know that you can do that, because like I was telling you, our president is strong on the one Guyana, but a ground team, it is very, very necessary to have, because he's an office person, he's a international person. He cannot sit there and every day trying to find out what is going on in the community. A lot of times, person beat up on the government because they say, man, you ain't know this going on. But in reality, are you hearing me, Courdel?
I'm listening to you, Bevian. Go ahead.
Okay. In reality, every government all over the world must have ground persons who is the intermediate, who's the bridge between them and society. And that is the most important thing. That is what a lot, and let me tell you something, the PNC, the AP, and the AFC don't have that. They have persons and they don't have community persons. You must look at the activists. They're intermingled, they're entwined, they're in bed. You have to have persons who themselves from different communities come on board to tell people why they pick the PVPC and advocate on behalf of the government and them, and be able to keep that neutral understanding of it. Right? They don't have that. You look at Ben Scott, you look at Burke, and all of these guys, they have a reason to lie, they have a reason to fight, because they have benefits behind it. So whatever it is that the government does, it is their job to refute it. It's their job to twist it, change it, and make it into propaganda and create lies to divert people from the truth and the development that's happening around us.
So let me stop you right there. At this point, we want to debunk some more lies, because you remember, we often hear about friends, family, and favorites and this kind of thing. So first of all, I want to let people understand how I meet this gentleman that I'm going to bring on screen here shortly. I did not know the guy personally. I've never met him before. I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, where he saw me and he said to me, you know something, I'm interested in, I watch a program. I'm a young Afro-Guyanese contractor, and I'm interested in, letting people know, well, hey, it's not as what people are saying. Certain people aren't getting contracts and things like that. So let's welcome on screen Mr. Kelvin Kite. Kelvin,
hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Courdel. Good morning, Mr. King.
Good morning.
Kelvin here is a young contractor. So Kelvin, before we get into your contract and all that, tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how old you are, and probably what you were doing before, or what you're doing concurrently with your contracting business that you have up and running now, what you're involved in as a young person. Talk to us.
Hi. Originally I'm from Berbice, in a
Mm,
small community. Iteko Village is the name. Iteko Village. All right,
mm,
way up in the Berbice area, and I reside in Georgetown and live most of my youth life coming up.
mm,
Um, Mommy providing for me most of my life, but I want to change that. So I decided to
yeah,
venture off into the contracting stuff way in the European new time. Never was
yeah.
rewarded on a contract before. Up to
Wow.
this, well, in this time, which is in the PPC time, I was able to reward it, well, get a contract for myself, and I've been, to be honest,
Go
changed my
ahead.
life tremendously.
Wow. No,
Um,
you were able to win a contract. No, when you say change your life tremendously, have you been in a position before where you as a young man were able to offer employment to other people and help people provide for their families? And how did it make you feel when you actually had that opportunity to give to other Guyanese like yourself?
well, before, I wasn't able to make any impact, you know, any impact before. But when I was able to get that contract, to be honest, young people in my community presently right now look up to me because, I was able to make a difference in young people life, like
Right,
myself.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up
So
to up to
go ahead.
up to the yesterday, a young man called me. He said like, Mr. Kite, um, I would like to do something better for myself.
Mm,
And it kind of, it warms my heart, because like before I never know that I had this ability, and all of a sudden, I have this power and ability to make a difference in young people's life. Is like
right, right.
amazing, man, amazing.
Yeah. So people in your community now could look up to you as a role model to say, hey, this is somebody young like me who is getting involved in things and doing things to develop the community.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of young people, a lot of young. I mean, and not only male but female also.
Mm,
I give
mm,
positive advice, motivated advice, and so forth.
yeah.
I show them the way forward. Because it's like a lot of people, right, say that, oh, the people don't have nothing to give. The people did so much in the previous years, but I can testify, this government have a powerful plan, and a plan for young people. So I
Right.
am encouraging young people to come on board, source the information, because there are so many information that are going to benefit you for years and years to come.
So let me ask you this. Put aside your contract and what you're seeing in your community as a Guyanese. Do you feel like Guyana is on that kind of upward trajectory? You have roads, hospitals, schools, training for young people like yourself. Do you feel like there are opportunities for young people in Guyana right now?
Yes, there are so many opportunities, not only by infrastructure, but there are
Mm,
so many opportunity when it comes down to the educational sector. You understand? Because look at this, the gold scholarship.
mm,
That is something that I preach and teach every single day. It's there. Clearly, it's there on Facebook. You can grab your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, and sign up. It is very easily. What I mean? So I preach and teach that, hey, there are things that the government are doing for young people like myself. The only
mm.
thing that young people need to do is come on board,
Right.
make yourself available for that future, and we are gonna. There is a bright future under this government.
So Bevian, how important you're a guy who's on the ground in the communities. You meet people just like Kelvin Kite here who ambitious young Guyanese and they're just looking for an opportunity to, better themselves and give back to their communities and others. How important do you see this groundwork that your team does in terms of identifying persons like Kelvin or just making them aware of opportunities that they can jump on board and whether it's training, applying for contracts, looking for jobs, whatever it is? How important do you see initiatives like yours impacting these communities?
First thing, Cordell, you said a word, right? Apply. That's a big word. Apply. It is difficult to engage persons and give them food for thought, and they don't apply the food
Mm.
for thought. The young people must, for one, look at the opportunity and not look at us as political persons. Look at us as persons who come in to deliver a message of prosperity, deliver a
Right.
message of hope.
Yeah,
Let them know that there's nothing given to you. You are going, you are applying you're applying and for a bid, and you're putting in your bid, and then you're gonna go to whatever church, masjid, wherever, and you're gonna ask God to help you to win this
Yeah.
bid. Don't worry with
yeah,
that propaganda. And I want young people to know the PPC don't hand out and give you nothing. You go through a process, and that process is screened. And once we teach you, or the activists, you can come to us and we will show you how to pull up your documents and apply yourself to get
yeah,
yourself in that framework and that position. And you
Right.
will then the system in itself will tell you what you reap from what you sowed.
yeah,
It is very vital and important that young people understand that they come to the PPC and look for persons to give them. That is unethical. We
Mm.
educate you and we framework you on how to apply yourselves so that you can be a beneficiary of what the government have going on today.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah.
young people, we go to them and we express. A lot of time it's a lot of beating. To be honest, some take it and then they digest it and then they act it out. And some persons take it and regurgitate it because they're
Mm.
rebellious. And we have to keep putting food in them until they decide, this thing tastes good and settles good in my stomach. So I will give it a chance. And a lot of them do, like Mr. Kite, has never regretted opening
yeah,
their minds and their hearts to the embracement and the opportunities that the People Progressive Party Civic have to offer them. Right?
Right.
These are the important things that we need to understand as young people. Do not allow the older folks with a warped mind, right, and a cultural habit to dictate your future. They had their time. Back then is not now. They have a saying, long time is not. Help me
This
out with the
time a
saying.
long time.
I hear that.
This time a long time.
yeah,
This
yeah,
time a long time, right? And I love that statement because it is true, because we have evolved as a nation, not only just with oil, but I'm seeing people become more social and more intelligent, and their thinking ability is more transparent.
Mm. Right. Right. Now, Kelvin, let me jump back over to you.
okay.
How many people were you able to employ with your contract that you won?
Well, I was able to employ eight young men,
Mm.
and yeah, eight young men.
Nice. So that technically that's 8 families that you were able to impact and provide with some kind of employment, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eight young men that willing to apply themselves, in the positive direction. Let me make it known, right? These are not no office guy. These are not no guy that work in high places. These are I like literally ghetto guys that
Mm.
willing to make that need change in their life. You
Right,
understand?
right.
Yeah.
I don't want to label anybody, but to be blunt, it's 8 people that you ensure that they went to rob nobody looking for
Right,
money.
right, right, right. And when I actually like hire them, it was the
Mm.
Christmas season too.
Right.
So it really makes them feel happy that they were
Yeah.
able to provide food for the kids during the Christmas season. So yeah.
Great, great, great. So
Cordell,
go ahead, Bevian.
I mean, I know you got your thing to do, but it is something vital, and I think you touched on that magic button when you said change people's lives and divert them from illicit activities. I
Mm.
am telling you, and I, with no regrets, I am telling you this publicly, that no government other than the PPPC has ever created so many young entrepreneurs in the history of Guyana. None.
Yeah.
Other than this present day government we are looking at under the Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, nobody has done that. They continuously, it's not a one-time thing or a one-half. It is a continuous work within communities to embed, fossilize ourselves, to ensure that persons of all ages, because you can go there and get a gold scholarship at 90, at 80, at 70, at 100, ensure that persons have opportunity to have a meaningful life. If you don't want to work now, you can go and educate yourself so that you can have a brighter future and that you'll be able to, have a sustainable living.
Yeah.
That is the thing that the PPC do. They have futuristic plans. Know them is for today, and they can't see for what's for tomorrow. You cannot have a government of today. You have a government of today, tomorrow, and forevermore.
Yeah.
That's what we have to have. A futuristic thinking government. And I want Guyanese to start seeing that. Okay, friends and cronies. The first thing APNU do, raise all of their salaries. Oh my gosh, if that's not friends and cronies. So when you're talking, first spill your beans and then see what beans is there else to spill.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they can't do that. So what they do is they come up with propaganda and things to try to, APNU is like politically dead, to be honest. Right?
Then dead yet. They're killing themselves before the last Congress here. It happened. The last nail to the coffin.
From the time you dip on a life machine and you're barely getting beam, you're dip on going. you're upon going. So it's only the grace of God and maybe their old ancestors is trying to do a thing to keep them above board. But they're done. Reason being is because they had the youngest, and PPC looked at that and decided to give a framework plan for the young people when they went to go into power. They had the youngest voter turnout in the history of this country, Courdel, and they did nothing with that. The people rallied, the young people, which is very difficult to get to become politicians or become favorable to being part of a politics event or system. So these people jump on the bandwagon, they jump on board, and they decide, we gonna give them an opportunity. And you ask 80, and that's my numbers, % of the young people, APNU said they would do this for young people. What have they done? Zero. Zilch. Now you're ridiculing a government that has an extensive framework plan for now, tomorrow, and forevermore. Right? What they're doing now is politically killing themselves. Remember, I had a political science person, right? They're killing themselves politically. Because why? People every day is finding out that they're full of nonsense and the propagandas are lies. And they're saying, what? But truth by. All the things they talk about them people, and I used to believe it. But look, my friend just do a road. He went and bid, he do a road. I want to be like my friend. Small businesses are evolving from mediocre businesses to lucrative small businesses because of the different grants and the different opportunities that the government is giving them. Young people, as Mr. Kai, have the opportunity to get their own homes, to get the opportunity to be able to go to the bank, right? Even, and I want to touch on a point, and people need to understand it in totality in society, that a recession must happen for growth or stability to come. You must have a recession. Most countries go into a form of recession when there is a transition, right, to an economical empowerment or stability. It has to happen. That is the framework plan for longevity. You cannot. I'm not saying that you're stifling the people, but all over the world, COVID caused it. It is not the government's fault. But what the government has done is that they have put things in place. Watch, Honorable Minister Priya Manachan announced that there's an increase in the children grant. There is so many things that is visible. So I'm telling the young people, the old and the new to come in the mother's belly, do not sit down and allow people to dictate anything. You make your decisions in life as according to how you see it and how it affects you. That's it.
Right. So, Kelvin, I want to jump over here to you. Now, what would you say to young Guyanese like yourself? And I'm not talking only in relation to bidding for contracts, because there are so many more opportunities. You spoke of the Gold program. There's the WIN program.
Yeah.
There is um, so many other programs that youth can get
Bit has a
involved in.
program, Cordell, where they're
Bit has
doing
a
lots. Yeah,
program, the
several programs.
apprenticeship program. Well, right, they have a host of things that they can fall in there. What would you say to young people who might feel, well, this is a PPP government, so I wouldn't be able to benefit or, be able to take part in any of these opportunities that are available. You as somebody who has benefited, what would you say to them?
First thing, what I would like to say to young people, change your mindset.
Mm,
Change the way how you think. Change the way how you look at things. Right? Put aside politics and focus more on your future. And the only way forward is through the PPPC government. They have the perfect plan for young people. And
mm,
they are put right now, in order to reach a minister is very easily. You can go to an outreach program. A minister will never shun you off from speaking to them. You understand?
right.
So young people need to change their mindset and look at the way forward for them personally. And some young people that have children, for your children, there are so many benefits. And the PVC government have the way forward for young people.
So I want to jump in there again too. Now, what I want to highlight here is a lot of us as Guyanese believe, and Bevian touched on it earlier, that these government contracts, somebody calls you and they give them to you, and that's how it works. If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
No,
So if Kelvin Kite didn't probably fill up a bidding document or made himself known as a businessman who's interested in executing a contract or developing his community, how can you play it if you're not in the game? And that
Mind
is so
you,
important.
Cordell, before he answers, mind you also have to adhere to the laws of the country, which means you have to have your compliance, GRA compliance and your NIS compliance intact. You have to have a registered business or
that's right.
company,
Right,
and
right.
these are very important factors to show transparency and as well as persons' ability to follow the laws and the provisions that the government in place have in place. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
So that's what I'm saying. If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance. So
You don't
you
have a
could have
chance.
registered a business, but you don't have your compliance. You can't play in the game. You cannot play in the
You
game. And
can't play the
mind you,
game.
it's NIS and GRA compliance you need. So you have to be in good standing with the Guyana Revenue Authority.
Quality.
You know taxes, nothing of the sort. NIS, you're in good standing with them too. And you're able to bid and win these contracts. It's the same thing I find with the housing sector. People might call me because they see me on this program and it's like, man, help me with a house partner. So when you apply, when you apply, you know what their response? I ain't apply yet.
I ain't apply yet.
You understand? So how you want somebody to help you if you're not even in the game? You ain't got a ticket. You can't win this lotto. What if I didn't know somebody or could have said, well, they can call you today when they find the application. How they calling you? You don't have no application in there. So a lot of persons need to, I think, and this is why I like to bring on people like you, Kelvin, and Bevian. So understand that there are opportunities for people out
Yeah.
there. You just have to make yourself aware of what's going on and make yourself available. Bevian, I see John Ramananan here, one of the founding.
Yeah, Mr. K, do you hear me?
Yeah, here you, Mr. King.
I don't know what happened with Cordell.
Could be a little bit of the internet.
Maybe we got bounced off. But give it a few.
Could be the internet connection.
He bounced off. He
Long
bounced
stuff.
off completely. So we're gonna hold and we're gonna see if he comes back into the studio.
Could be a little bit. It could be internet problem.
We're still live. We're still live on StreamYard.
Okay.
So I'm since we're live, I'm gonna try to continue the 5 minutes because
Yeah, that's it.
oh, he's back.
Sorry about that. Oh,
Yes, we hold for you. We hold for you.
GPL, GPL just continue embarrassing me. I just love you on GPL behalf, fellas. I just represent GPL. And GPL just continue to make my hand fall. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with these people. Anyway, guys, I gonna have to end here because I'm on data on the laptop and it's gonna run out soon. Bevian, I'd like to thank you for coming. Before I let you give your final thoughts, Kelvin, anything you'd want to say to the Guyanese public out there before I let you go?
PPC forever. The way forward.
To the world, to the world,
Forward.
as the young people say,
Forward.
to the world.
We had want to say, Kelvin, thank you for being here, and hopefully, when you get your next contract, we'll have you back on to tell us a bit about it, right?
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. And I will always be here to support.
Great. Take care, brother. Bevian, quickly, loud and dark, let's see you bye. Anyway, quickly before I let you go, any final words?
No, you were telling me something about the founder of the John Ramanan. I don't know if you want.
Yeah. Oh no, I was saying I saw him in the comments there. You watch it live.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what I would like to say is that we must be fair, and in life, like anything, if you meet someone and you find them interesting, you learn about them. I think we need to learn about that young people need to learn, and all of Ghanaian citizens need to learn about the PVPC. Find out the truth. I beg you, do not allow people to give you their ideology when there's a hidden agenda for them. You find out for yourself as a Guyanese citizen and make a decision if the PPPC is a home for you, right? Because I'm telling you, they ain't got no other roof secure. All of them leaking. All.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. And about to show them another leaky roof here just now as soon as I let you go. But baby, thank you for being here. Continue the good work with you and Team Unite. And as long as you guys and folks, before I go, just let me show you a little more because during the Easter period they had a kite drive where they shared out kites and stuff at various locations. Bevian, just let us know where you are in these photos.
Okay, this here is we're in Borabis, Shiltong Borabis there. Here we're in Sophia, Red Road. Sophia again, Red Road. Sophia again. Beefield, Sophia. Caneville. And mind you, Caneville, no one wants a wrong turn Caneville. It's named Wrong Turn in Caneville. A lot of persons don't want to go there, but we went there. This is donated to the Turkine Police Station, Kites for the Youth Group, by our So this here is also in Caneville. This is Beefield, Sophia. This is all in Shiltown. Borabis.
See y'all all over the place, man.
We went Pleasant, yeah. So we went all over Pleasant. So we went all over. We covered a lot of places, right? A lot of places.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Bevian, thank you for being here on the program this morning. I got a couple of things I want to deal with before I wrap up and this data run out on me. Keep up the good work and I'll see you out there.
All right. Don't be a stranger, Courdel. I love this show. I need to educate the people. When we have events, I'll let you know and we could speak about it, right?
Great, 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 great. Take care, Bevian.
God bless.
Yeah, so guys, that was Kelvin Kite and Bevian King sharing some information with us. I got something I want to look at before I go, and I can deal with it in this blackout here. What's that? What is that? Okay, good. So last night I saw Tricky Ricky had a show, and I want to show y'all exactly why I say people like Ricky
get some English lessons and so.
Have an interest in Guyana and the development of Guyana. Their only interest is spreading propaganda, dividing the people of Guyana. They don't care about the development here. Now, just to give you some context, Rick Ford is now responding to a gentleman by the name of Jermaine Seeley, who he has been attacking on his social media page. So apparently, Mr. Seeley made a video responding to Mr. Burke. So this is Rickford Burke's response to Mr. Seeley's response to him, right? And just let's listen.
Okay, he's a house slave. He doesn't even know proper English. So Jermaine, when you want to cheers.
So first of all, he mentioned this guy's name, I think it's business or something of the sort, right? The guy asked him not to, and get credible information. So as soon as he's finished, the first thing out of his mouth, Jermaine is a house slave, right? Any Afro-Guyanese that does not completely agree with the APNU, AFC-PNC line and narrative, you're automatically labeled as a house slave, right?
Address me and show you go and get some English lessons, and so you could call words properly, enunciate properly, use proper grammar and so on, and then we can have a conversation.
So here, first of all, just let me say this. Based on that Rickford Burke says, Rickford Burke does not engage with Ubraj Narain in any way, shape, or form. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you? Based on what Rickford Burke just said, he does not interact with Ubraj Narain in any way, shape, or form. Because remember, you have to have good English, enunciate and pronounce and words and things. So he ain't dealing with Ubraj at all. He wants to see Ubraj. You understand me? Because if you look at what Jermaine Seeley said, he might have little mistakes, but it's a far cry from the Isle Man. A far cry, people. And that's how hypocritical they are. Now, let me continue with this little piece of video I got for y'all. Listen to this here.
Mind engaging, you could come on my show. Since you want to run with the PPP, could call words properly, enunciate
right. So this is him thing. Let me
properly, use proper grammar and so on, and then we can have a conversation. I don't mind engaging. You could come on my show. Since you want to run with the PPP tagline, come to Guyana.
Right. So apparently Jermaine Seeley told him to come to Guyana to get your information, and that's a PPP tagline. Right? Now, y'all listen to this argument that this man putting forward here. And this is why I tell you, I could never vote PNC in my life because of the persons who represent them. This is the idiocy. Listen to this here now.
I live in America. If y'all want a confrontation me, come where I there. Don't tell me come to you. It's like if you and a man got row.
So, listen. So, it's like if you and a man got row. Let me use some realistic examples. So Rickford Burke and Barajagdio got a row over Guyana, right? Rickford Burke and Barajagdio rowing over Guyana. You and a man got row. 2 man rowing, right? Let me continue.
By border market. And you live in Kitty.
So Guyana is border market. Guyana is border market. Rickford Burke and Barajagdio arguing over Guyana. Guyana's border market. Yeah, listen good.
You live in Alexander Street, Kitty. You tell the man, come to Alexander Street, make your bad. Come to Alexander.
I'm not sorry. Sorry. Let me say Alexander Street is Guyana because that's where Barajagdio live in Guyana. Right? We arguing over Guyana.
Meet the man right there now. I in America. I don't live in Guyana.
So why? Why? The argument is over Guyana. People living in Guyana, they must come to America to row for Guyana. Now, what jumped out at me here is Mr. Bork's final statements here. And again, I want people to understand that Rickford Bork does not care about Guyana or Guyanese. Listen carefully here.
I have an interest in living in Guyana. So you want to have a conversation? Come to me, right, Dana? I in America. I don't live in Guyana. I have an interest in living in Guyana. So you want to have a conversation? Come to me. Why I gotta come to you? I must come to you.
I live in America. I have no interest in living in Guyana. Y'all remember Rickford Bork didn't even move back to Guyana under PNC rule, APWFC PNC rule, right? All they are interested in is spreading wrong information about this country, right? Dividing the largest ethnic groups in this country, Afro and Indo-Guyanese. You understand? And doing what they do to persons online, commit acts of fraud. You understand me? Rickford Bork isn't interested in living here. He isn't interested. Listen to that. And imagine, you are fighting so hard for Guyana. You talking about what happening in Guyana and all this stuff you talking about what's going on in Guyana. You have no interest in living here. So what was it? Why don't you go and argue American politics?
And you live in Kitty. You live in Alexander Street, Kitty. You tell the man, come to Alexander Street, make your butt.
You understand what I'm showing you? You understand what I'm showing you? Border market is the States. That's where they're there. That's where he there. Right? And initially I said Barjaggi and Rickford Bork, two people, got a disagreement over Guyana. Based on what he said, Guyana is Alexander Street. Yeah, or Alexander Village, or whatever you call it. Why not come to Guyana and fight for Guyana? Come to Alexander Street. Why is anybody, or why would anybody leave Guyana to go to America to talk to you about Guyana? Right?
Come to Alexander. Meet the man right there now. I in America. I don't live in Guyana. I have an interest in living in Guyana. So you want to have a conversation? Come to me. Why I gotta come to you? I must come to you house to fight you? Or
you're fighting for Guyana. Why not come here and fight for it? Why not come and join the PNC and give them some guidance or something? Why not compete in their Congress? Or APNU or whoever you're supporting? You understand? So, no interest in the development of this country or moving it forward. None whatsoever. And it's out of his mouth. He has no interest in living here. So if you have no interest in living here, was it continue with American politics? Look at the politics of the country that you're living in. America is not without issues for you to deal with and talk about, Rickford Bork. There are a lot of things you can discuss that America has going on wrong that needs to be fixed, that affecting citizens like you. You're an American citizen. You're not Guyanese anymore. And thank you, Richard Stanislaus. The people come to you with a court order, and you remember when the man is coming out your place, but how you are going to church, and I don't know you're going to church after them sinful acts. But you remember, like, you remember, Rickford Bork, these people came to you. The people came to you in the States and serve you. No, you talking, but come to me and don't tell me, but come here. They came to you. And you're still running. You remember they didn't want to take the summons when the guy served you? When your colleague with the grip that y'all are going to claim they're going to church after? Here, Ricky, I'm challenging you. Show me them proclamations and them things that you got on the wall, what them things actually saying. Let me see. Let me see if any of them are Cardi. Let me see if any of them come from Eiffel at University. I like talk about that. Let's see what's on that back wall, sir. Where do you work? What you just do? Is it that you just like another social media influencer? And note that I say influencer intentionally because y'all like social media sick. Y'all like a sick on social media. Yeah, influencer. Let me see when them things at the back they're saying, Rick, for it. Where do you work? How do you survive from month to month? Where do you get income from? CIGI or sorry, not CIGI. There's a Islamic place. Sorry, y'all. Wherever in Brickford, CCGG, something in the thing name. You understand? How do you get paid? Who are the members of your organization that you're always writing about? Are you like the GHRA one-man organization? Well, two, because you and the guy who come out the house is not you alone. But thank you, CGID. Who are the members of CGID? How is CGID funded? You understand me? These are the things we want to know, sir. When was the last time CGID was audited? What's the purpose of CGID? Like, what did this do? What y'all just do? You build house, you share out food. What? You eat wood? What you do? What y'all just do? We want to know. You understand me? But folks, like I said, I'm going to play it one more time for you. This guy does not or is not interested in Guyana, right? He makes it clear he has no intention of coming back here or living here or anything of the sort. They are interested in causing problems and spreading misinformation.
Alexander Street, beg your butt. Come to Alexander. Meet the man right there now. I in America. I don't live in Guyana. I have no interest in living in Guyana. So you want to have a conversation? Come to me. Why I come to you? I must come to you house to fight you or have a conversation. I mean, that's how stupid your people are. Well, are you actually being very transparent? Because you feel I live in America, you can't do me nothing here. So I must left right there, be safety, come to Guyana so that you can do what you want. Who do you think you're talking to?
So you see what I'm talking about? He understands as an American, he could talk all kind of wrong things without having to back it up. He could slander people, slander the government, all sorts of things. He ain't got no repercussions, and that's all he's interested in. That's Rickford work for you. Anyway, guys, I gotta get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday. Y'all be safe on the roadways. And as always, I usually say to y'all before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. And it's all about one Guyana. GPL fix this light problem, you know. Y'all getting me vexed and all right now. Sort out the light problem, GPL. I know David Patterson left y'all locking for 5 years, but fix it, GPL. But on a serious note, just let me add this before I go. The government has been, if you looked at the press conference from Vice President Barjagju yesterday, the government is currently looking to have a power barge or power ship here shortly. They're supposed to be finalizing the details of that deal. That things like that should be here in about 3 weeks, according to what the vice president and general secretary of the People's Progressive Party said yesterday at his press conference. So hold the strain. Remember that the infrastructure in this country has expanded a lot, and more power demands are there. And I don't care. I'm going to say it again. David Patterson didn't do nothing to build capacity. So a lot of that strain is now left on the current management team and there at GPL who are trying their best to remedy the situation. Right? So guys, that's it. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe. Don't do no stupidness. Don't cuss up GPL on Facebook too much. I know this frets you, but still, they're trying. And always remember, the government working. Peace, love, one Guyana.
Government working, the 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 government working. The government pocket. The government pocket, the government pocket. The government pocket. The government pocket. The government pocket, the government. This is for the hater. For the hater. This is for the hater. We're running down Guyana. For the hater. For the hater. Show them little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Government pocket. The 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 government pocket. Now don't mix me. Don't mix me. Don't mix me. The government pocket. I don't do politics. Just get jacket, right? Get jacket.